Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our 2022 FSRA Exchange event. For those who don't know me, my name is Glenn Pedassery, and I'm the Executive Vice President of Policy and also the Chief Consumer Officer at FSRA, and I am honored to be your MC for today's event. Before we begin, it is important to acknowledge the land we are on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississauga of the Credit, the Anishinaabeg, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. We acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit and the Williams Treaty signed with multiple Mississauga and Chippewa bands. Today is a day of firsts. It is FSRA's first cross-sectoral annual flagship event, and we thank you for taking the time to join us for this special occasion. It is the first ever gathering virtually for FSRA in 2022. We had really hoped to have been able to see you all in person, and hopefully we can actually shake hands in real life soon. Finally, it is a personal first. Personally, this is the first time I'm wearing a suit again in 2022. Well, to be completely and brutally honest, it is the first time my suit jacket is being worn this year. I am not at liberty to discuss the nature of the pants, that I happen to have on right now. I am pleased to share with you that we have 1,800 individuals registered for today's event. 1,800 individuals registered. If we were holding this in person, we would probably need to rent out the convention center. As we start to begin, I would like to remind everyone of a few housekeeping rules before we start. There are a number of boxes or pods on your screen. You can resize and move these to your personal preference by clicking and dragging on any one of the borders. To the right of the media player is the Q&A box. We encourage you to type in your questions during the Q&A period, and we will attempt to answer as many as possible. Please use the Q&A box if you are experiencing any technical issues, and the production team will work to help you. If you would like to listen to this presentation en français, please navigate your mouse to the bottom right corner of this media player and click on the icon that appears. Once you make your selection, it will take a few moments for the French audio to begin. Over the course of this morning, you will hear about principles-based and outcomes-focused regulation and what that means for the sectors FSRA regulates and for consumer protection. There will also be considerable discussion about FSRA's role in fostering innovation and business transformation across the financial services sector. We have a great agenda and lineup of speakers today, and so without any further delay, I am pleased to introduce the participants of our first session. We have Mark White, CEO of FSRA, and Claire O'Hara, Wealth Management Reporter with the Globe and Mail. Mark, for those who don't know, has been at the helm of FSRA since before its official launch in June of 2019. Prior to joining FSRA, he held senior positions at the Bank of Montreal and the Office of the Superintendent of Financial Institutions. Before joining the Globe and Mail, Claire was a writer at The Investment Executive, a national publication for financial service industry professionals. And prior to that, she earned a journalism degree from the University of King's College in Halifax. During this session, they will be discussing topics that touch on all of the sectors FSRA regulates. During the final 15 minutes of their session, they will be answering questions from the audience. As I mentioned previously, to submit a question, you must enter it into the Q&A box on your screen. You may submit your questions anytime during the session. Now, I am pleased to welcome Mark and Claire.